I'd like you to make the template. That's a cool thing. And we're going to make a box. It's a pretty simple box, but it's kind of a cool template-y sort of thing. So this is what we're going to make. We have this template here, and then we're going to take and we can fold up the sides, right? And it'll make the box shape. That's what makes it kind of cool. What we're going to do, we'll probably bevel cut these as well on that. But to get the template, things you'll notice is it has kind of a squared base, and then it's tapered a little bit here. And so I would like you to either taper it in or taper it out. I'm going to leave that kind of up to you. Tapering in works good for me because then I have another template piece that kind of came out of this corner that's actually going to be the lid for the box as well. So I cut out some papers to get us started with, and there's a couple of different sizes. I have a 10-inch 10 by 10 on that. I have a 12 by 12, and then I got a 14 by 14 on that. So whatever size you're wanting to work with on those. If you're using, I'll use this one, the 12 by 12. Now 10 by 10 because I have a smaller screen. Okay, 10 by 10. So in order to make the template, some of you have probably figured it out. It's not that complicated. So if I need to take some chunks out of the corners, right? And so to determine how much chunks out of the corner I have is we can do some division. So if I know this is 10 inches and I want to have about 3 equal spaces on that, if I took out 3 inches, there'd be 1 inch left. So I'm going to take out about 3 1/4. Okay, about 3 1/4. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my magic ruler and I'm going to measure over 3 1/4 inches this way. And I'm going to measure in from this side 1, 2, 3 1/4 inches in that way. I'm going to flip it around and do each side at 3 1/4 inches. 1, 2, 3 1/4. And the other one we're over here. 1, 2, 3 1/4. Now if you're making a one on a 12 by 12, those of you who are the math geniuses in the class know that will make, if you take a 4-inch by 4-inch on that one, that will actually work out just perfect for you. All the sides will be equal in size on that one. If you're using the 14 by 14, let's do 4 1/2, about 4 1/2 on that one. And when you forget, because I know that I would, I'll just tell you. I'll say how big should I make these indentations on that one? Okay, so I've marked up the sides on every side. Then I can take a straight edge. I happen to have, since this is 10 inches by 10 inches, this ruler will work out just fine for me, as will for the 12 by 12s. For those of you who need a longer ruler, for the longer ones, I have some straight edge pieces here. We're not measuring with those. We're just kind of working with them there. Okay, so let me get that going. And let's go this way. And so this is the first part of it on making this template. And let's come down here like that. That's step number 1. Step number 2, I want it to taper a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark in from this side right on the edge here. I'm going to do 1/4 inch if I can find out where the 1/4 inch is. I'm just going to do it that way. Okay, so it's going to go in 1/4 inch on this side. It's going to go in 1/4 inch on this side. And I'm going to rotate this around for 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch, like that. And there. And then final side, I think. Okay, now I can take and I can draw this part in right here from the 1/4 inch in down to the part here, and that will make my template tapered. and just go around and mark the pieces here. Like I said, it's kind of a cool little box. You could make a completely squared box on that, but I didn't want to make a completely squared box. I wanted to have a little bit of a tapered thing to it. We are going to make a lid for it as well. That'll be an important part of the whole show, and I'll show you that in just a second. Few more seconds. Almost there. Okay. Okay, so now I have my box ready to go to start cutting, and we're just going to slice in on the tapered mark with my scissors like that, and I'm just going to remove each of the corners, and then I will have my template ready to go. Now before I go on to the next corner, this piece right here, if I take and I cut this into a square, this will actually be a perfect size for the lid. So that's a cool deal. So that'll be the template for the lid. It's going to go on this one here. Okay, now let's finish with the slice and dicing of the pieces here. We have scissors and rulers in the back in the tool area. And we'll have it ready to go. Take that one out. Now the nice thing about templates is you can make more than one piece and make them identical. You can use templates in, we did with the goblet, and so that was our idea with those. You can make them very, very similar. This way you can make boxes very, very similar if you're looking for a set or a matching thing. A little bit of control on your sizing with those. That's kind of a cool deal. Plus, it can be a little bit more precise when we make if I cut it out. If I tried to cut this shape out freehand, it just wouldn't work. Okay, so now I have my template, and I can take that and I can put that on a slab of clay, and I can carve out the pieces. And like I said, the later demo will show how to join those together. And then I also have the piece right here that will eventually be the lid. And so that's how you can make the template for making your small templated box.